Join me as I dive into the science behind why we yawn and see if I can explain it all in just 5 minutes. Yawning is something we all do, and yet, despite its commonality, it remains one of the biggest mysteries of human behavior. We've all been there, sitting in a meeting, feeling a sudden urge to open our mouths wide and let out a deep breath. Or perhaps you're reading a book, and suddenly, you're overcome with the need to yawn. But have you ever stopped to think why we do it? What's the point of yawning, anyway? One thing's for sure, yawning isn't just about being tired or bored. That's a common misconception, but it's not the whole story. Sure, we might yawn when we're feeling a bit sleepy, but it's not the only reason. In fact, yawning is a much more complex phenomenon than we typically give it credit for. For instance, did you know that even fetuses yawn in the womb? It can't be about boredom or fatigue at that stage, can it? Yawning is also a social behavior, believe it or not. We often yawn when we see others yawning, and it's not just because we're contagious. There's something deeper going on there. Some scientists even think that yawning might be a way to communicate with each other, to show empathy or understanding. But how does that work, exactly? Another theory is that yawning has something to do with brain temperature regulation. When our brains get too hot, we yawn to cool them down. It sounds crazy, but the science checks out. Yawning increases blood flow to the head and face, which in turn helps to cool the brain. It's like our bodies have a built-in air conditioning system, and yawning is the switch that turns it on. Then there's the theory that yawning is a way to stimulate the brain. When we're feeling a bit sluggish or unfocused, yawning can help get the blood flowing and wake us up. It's like a natural caffeine boost, without the jitters. But again, this isn't the full story. If yawning were just about stimulating the brain, why do we do it when we're not feeling tired? So what's the deal with yawning, then? Is it just a random quirk of human behavior, or is there something more to it? Well, one of the most compelling theories out there is that yawning is all about social bonding. When we yawn, we're signaling to those around us that we're relaxed and comfortable in their presence. It's like a subconscious way of saying, "Hey, I trust you, and I'm not a threat." This theory makes a lot of sense when you think about it. We often yawn when we're feeling relaxed or content, like when we're hanging out with friends or family. It's not just about being tired, it's about feeling connected to the people around us. And that's a pretty powerful thing. One study found that when people were shown videos of others yawning, their own brains lit up in areas associated with social bonding and empathy. It was as if their brains were responding to the yawn on a deep, subconscious level. This is some pretty cool stuff, and it suggests that yawning is way more important than we typically give it credit for. So there you have it, the science behind why we yawn. It's not just about being tired or bored, it's about social bonding, brain temperature regulation, and even communication. Yawning is a complex and fascinating phenomenon that's still not fully understood, but one thing's for sure, it's a whole lot more interesting than we thought. Thanks for checking out this video. If you've got some thoughts on why you think we yawn, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about human behavior, be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be exploring another weird and wonderful aspect of being human.